This is Mag212, and this is a Stryfire. So this may be one of my weirdest modifications yet. There's absolutely no reason behind it beside aesthetics. So first off, I like the Stryfe and I like the Crossfire, only because the Crossfire is a bow. So I thought, why settle for the pullback, really slow rate of fire when you could have semi-auto? So because of that, I just completely destroyed a perfectly functional Crossfire and integrated the front of it into a Stryfe just so it looks like a crossbow and it looks cool. If you think about it, it's kind of weird though, because crossbows are not clip-fed, they're not semi-auto, they're pullback action, drawstring, but I just think it's kind of comical, and I have a little scope up here. So what I did was I cut the front part of the Crossfire off. This is the Zombie Strike Crossfire. It's part of the Zombie Strike line, and I cut that off, and then I cut the front of the Stryfe off, just the front, right before the flywheels, and then I epoxied them together, sanded the epoxy, and then you have the Crossfire. I have a PVC, 3/4 inch PVC pipe running from the flywheels all the way up to here because you need a guide for the dart or else it won't be projected. And so this sticks out where the crossbow darts are traditionally held. And it has a little coupler right here, and you can remove the coupler if you want. And then when you do remove the coupler, you can remove the bow up front. You can only remove the bow when the coupler is off, because the bow does not fit over the coupler. You could also, instead of having this be a crossbow, you could just put the coupler back on without the bow, and it's kind of like a rifle, sniper rifle. So it's sort of customizable. I guess not really. So the bow just goes on like this. Oh wait, I have it upside down. Okay, so the bow just goes on like this, and it held on by friction, and then you could put the coupler on afterwards. Now into the modifications I did to this. Beside integrating the Crossfire front, to the Stryfe, took out the electronical and mechanical locks, and now the trigger pull is really smooth. And if you notice, the rev switch is no longer here. I actually got rid of that, and I have a good reason for that, so don't say, oh, he's so stupid, he took out the rev trigger, how is he going to rev up the gun? Don't worry, I relocated it to here. I don't have batteries in it right now, but when you push this button, it revs up the motors, and that's quicker because your hand is restricted when you have to use your middle finger to push down the rev trigger and then feed the darts. So now, let me just take out the clip. You could just press this button and you could just go crazy with the trigger, and it frees you up a little bit. Semi-auto is all about how fast you can pull the trigger, but I think relocating it here is convenient and it helps you pull the trigger faster. When you're holding a gun, you hold it right here and you press the switch with your finger so it's ready to push, and then you can just fire. So back to the modifications on the Stryfe, I also removed the thermistor on the motor and upgraded the voltage to 12 volts. This up here is a PVC scope. It's attached to the end strike rail right here, rail attachment, and with zip ties, so you can just put it on the rail. So some of you might think I'm kind of weird to just hack open a perfectly functional Nerf gun and attach it for simply aesthetic purposes, but I think that's not a loss at all because this crossbow looks really cool. So now on to the paint job. This was a black vinyl dye base coat and primer. Then I used this extremely finicky gold by Citadel. It's called Auric Armor Gold, I think. And the reason why I say it's really difficult is because I put 5 coats of this on, and you can still see the black underneath. I think it's okay though, because it's kind of like it's dirty, but I was just hoping it would come out neat. But that's okay. It's kind of hard to have paints come out exactly the way you want it, so that's part of life. And Nerf guns. And I haven't mentioned this in all my blasters, but yes, I do put a clear coat over all my blasters, so just if I like bang them by accident or just from touching them, the paint doesn't come off or wear or anything. I think it's really cool. So now onto the firing test. Relocating the reb switch to here increases mobility and rate of fire.